Welcome to the Doer podcast, where we showcase stories of passionate people who are making a difference to the world. Today, we are honored to speak with Dr. Sunaina, who will share her experiences in both the Indian Army and the academia. Join us as we dive into her experiences and her expertise, exploring topics such as leadership, positive psychology, sports psychology, career development, and mindful parenting. Welcome to Doer Podcast, Dr. Sanena.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you for your kind words, dear. Thank you so much. Mm.
So, Dr. Sanena, you have a unique background in both the Indian Army and academia. So, how have your experiences in these two environments shaped your leadership style?
So whatever I'm doing in my life today, Shruti, I think these both areas shaped me completely. Fine. So, मैंने फौज छोड़ दी है, but फौज is such a beautiful organization. It never leaves you. Fine. So whatever I have learned from Forge till now, I left in 2011. Fine. So
Okay.
almost more than a
Mhm.
10 years. But till now, it taught me that, constant and never ending improvement in your life. It is such an important thing to have and which keeps you motivated throughout your life. Because the moment, and academics also one of the same thing when it comes to that. I belong to a family where since childhood, I think the only thing जो मैंने अपने पेरेंट्स से सुनी है या मैंने देखा है इज लाइक कि कोई अमीर या कोई गरीब नहीं होता. It is the education which actually makes the true difference in the lives of people. I have seen my own mother. When she got married to my father, she was just metric pass. After that, she completed her graduation. She completed her teacher's training. When I was doing my master, she was doing her master. So for my dad, it was very, very important, getting education. So
Yeah.
I always made sure कि whatever you are doing or not, most of the time हमें ऐसे लगता है ना लीडरशिप का ना लोगों ने बड़ा most of think what leadership is like. उनको ऐसे लगता है कि if you enter some job कि आपने एक level पे किया, then you keep taking that ladder, then you reach the top position into the management, and that what is leader all about. But actually when you see, it has to do very little with the kind of authority you have. It is much more to it, how people
Yeah.
perceive you in their lives, not only in an organization, in your personal front also. It is very, very important. You just ask yourself, do the people around you trust you? Do the people around in that organization trust you? Do you lead by example? आप खुद सोच के देखिए, we all have answers to all these things, and I think this is real leadership all about. Most important thing for a leader, if you ask me, to inspire others. ये बहुत important है. Whether I am with army or not, whatever little I am doing it, whether at home or I just want to be, if my child is looking an inspiration outside somewhere, I think I'm going wrong somewhere. At home, if I cannot inspire my own child, it means I'm going wrong somewhere. So that also, it is not about only the professional front. It is how well you are managing your own emotions, your own home front, everything. And that is what I have learned from education also. मैंने फौज छोड़ दी, but still I always thought I never want that a time comes when somebody asks me, what are you doing? And I don't have something to share with. I think that gives us most
Yeah.
of the, uh, you know, I think हमारा confidence सबसे ज़्यादा वहीं कम होता है. So when I left my
Right.
Fauj, I completed my MBA, then I completed my
Okay.
PhD. It is okay, then
Wow.
I worked on a book. Right now, also, I'm learning short courses daily. I'm reading something so that I can share it with my students. I'm developing some modules so that I can. It is not how many students, all the time.
Yeah.
मुझे ऐसे
Yeah.
लगता है कि मैं 100 बच्चों से बात कर रही हूँ, उनमें से 2 बच्चों को भी मेरी बात समझ में आ गई. If I'm able to make that impact in their lives and they remember me, okay,
Right.
सुनैना मैम ने ये कहा था, I have done my part.
Hmm.
And so all these things, and watch it, taught me so many. I became more resilient after that. It's so important. फौज की ट्रेनिंग इतनी खूबसूरत होती है, श्रुति. वहां से निकलने के बाद सही में ऐसा लगता है, आज तो अब तो दुनिया जीती जा सकती है. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी दैट
Right.
डिफिकल्ट. because both they work on both. More than physical, I think they make you more mentally strong. And everything lies here.
Hmm.
Everything, every problem starts with this only. So
Very
when
true.
you are mentally strong and forged, yes, challenges are there. किसकी जिंदगी में नहीं है? It is going to be there always. Army
Yes.
taught me, they groomed me how to take those challenges. That's what I have learned. So whatever little I'm doing, so both things are very, very important for me. So it's a learning is a never-ending process. I myself is learning, and I keep telling it to my students also the same thing.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with you on this part कि लर्निंग जहाँ आप रुक गए, जहाँ पे आपने सोचा कि ठीक है मैंने जिंदगी में बहुत सीख लिया और आई एम एट अ प्लेस जहाँ पे आई एम एट अ गुड प्लेस नाउ और मुझे अब और कुछ सीखने की जरूरत नहीं है. दैट्स वेयर इट रियली इट स्टार्ट्स कमिंग डाउन. सो I am so glad that you mentioned कि it is a process, and thank you for giving the example of how you are leading your life, that you're still
It's very
learning.
true because always, if you're not growing, it means you're dying. Always remember that. कोई भी चीज है चाहे बी इट अ प्लांट ऑल्सो टिल द टाइम इट इज ग्रोइंग दे आर ग्रोइंग. कई बार आपकी रूट्स के अंदर वो ग्रो करते हैं, कई बार ऊपर दिखने के
Hmm.
लिए ग्रो करते हैं. ग्रोथ इज
बिल्कुल.
ऑलवेज नॉट व्हाट अदर पीपल सीज. ओके. इट
यस.
इज ऑलवेज कि आप जमीन के नीचे भी कितना है. दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
बिल्कुल. और जैसा आपने अभी एक और चीज जो लीडरशिप के बारे में भी जो मेंशन करी कि इट इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट बीइंग अ लीडर इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इट इज आल्सो अबाउट बेसिकली लीडर इज नॉट जस्ट somebody who is giving the instructions कि ऐसा करो. लीडर इज someone who is living that life, and through that, yes, they are always there. Leaders are always there. That's the reason why they are called leaders. All right, so coming to our next question, positive psychology emphasizes the importance of cultivating positive emotions, relationships, and meaning in life. Can you share an example of how you have applied these principles in your own life? And Dr. Sunana, I have to before you start answering this question, and we are just 7 minutes into the recording, but I have to say that talking to you, it is already, I can feel that you are a very positive influence. So now please go ahead and yes, answer the question. Thank you so much.
So I think everything is all about your own attitude. How you, मुझे ऐसे लगता है आप जहाँ फोकस करते हैं आपकी एनर्जी वहीं जाती है. Where actually you are focusing on. And a very beautiful study by Harvard which says that 15% of time you get a job or success in life just because of the facts and figures you know. And 85% of time it is all because of the positive attitude you have towards the life and what we are doing with our own lives. We are spending 100% of resources, time, energy on that 15%, and nobody is bothered about that 85%. So that is what I do. And we really need to make these conscious efforts in knowing all things because people are not focusing on that. Because बहुत important है where you are focusing. आप जो ढूंढने जाएंगे आपको वही मिलेगा. Always remember that. But because of the conditioning around the world, what has happened? Because the first thing we notice is what is wrong in the person, what is wrong over there. We need to focus on what can be good in that person. आप देखिए
So
अगर आप
true.
ढूंढेंगे what are you looking for, it is very important. अब जो चीज
Yeah.
ढूंढ रहे हैं आपको वही मिलता है. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for friendship, I'm sure you are going to get it. If you're looking for fights and differences, I'm sure you're going to get that also. So your focus is very important when it comes to positive psychology. And even it came to psychology also. But when I was studying way back in 2002, so
Right.
everybody talked about negativity when the word psychology comes. सबको वही ध्यान आता है,
Yeah. Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
all about depression, it is all about schizophrenia, depression, bipolar disorders, everything this. So psychology has another aspect also altogether. Why not to focus on hope? Why not focus on resilience, self-confidence? These all things, that is your positive psychological capital. And आप चाहे कुछ भी जिंदगी में आप कुछ भी कर लीजिए, लाइफ में आप कहीं भी पहुंच जाइए. If you are not able to control your own emotion, उसके बाद that life will not have any meaning to you. आप समझिए. So that is very very important, and these are the principles which I actually practiced in that. So when I left Forge, जब आपकी ये बात आई principles, how I छोटी सी बात थी।
Interesting.
व्हेन आई हैड टू लीव फौज, इट वाज अ डिफिकल्ट डिसीजन 2011।
Yes.
लोग मेरे से पूछते हैं, आई वाज अ वेरी करियर ओरिएंटेड गर्ल, ग्रेजुएशन
Yes.
स्पोर्ट्स वाली, प्ले 2025 नेशनल्स, देश के लिए कुछ करना चाहती थी, एवरीथिंग। व्हेन इट केम टू, आई वाज द बेस्ट ऑलराउंडर स्टूडेंट ऑफ द कॉलेज। फाइन, फिर अपनी मास्टर्स करी, नेट किया, फौज में आई, डायनामिक गर्ल, वांट टू लर्न सो मेनी थिंग्स, सो आई ऑलवेज वाज लाइक दैट। बट व्हेन माय सन वाज born,
Right.
that career oriented girl was completely taken over by those mother instincts. And at that time, देखिए, decisions are very important in our life. So वो जो decision था was difficult at that time.
Yes.
I already was, I was aware कि मैंने अपना नेट क्वालिफाई किया हुआ है. My husband is a NDA IM में only Fauj exposure उसके पास. We both were due for our field posting. My child was too
Okay.
young at that time. At that time, there was no permanent commission. As it is, I was supposed to leave after 14 years. So I took the conscious
Yes.
decision at that time. Why not to leave at this time? Because when I think, when you wear a uniform, it is a 24 into
Yes.
7 job. And being a mother is also
Yes.
a 24 into 7 job. है ना? I never felt कि uniform पहन के I'm going and telling someone, sir, I have a small child at home. And we all are different.
Hmm.
I understood the concept at that time कि जिंदगी में हर चीज नहीं मिलती. If those people who are doing very well in their personal life, they must have
Yeah.
compromised a bit on their professional life. And people who are doing very well on their professional life, they must have compromised a bit on their personal life. So it depends upon person to person, Shruti. For you, it might be that uniform might give you more happiness. At that time, for me, it was my child
Yes.
who was needing me more. And I always, because we have seen our parents always with us, I wanted to develop that emotional connect with my child. उनके जो
Right.
फाउंडेशन ईयर है, आई वांटेड टू स्टे विद हिम. सो एट दैट टाइम आई टुक द डिसीजन कि मुझे इसके साथ रहना है. दैट गिव मी मोर हैप्पीनेस. सो वी ऑल आर डिफरेंट, वी कांट अचीव एवरीथिंग, वी रियली नीड टू सेट अ प्रायोरिटीज. सो दैट्स हाउ. अब अभी भी मैं कर सकती हूँ कि इफ आई फोकस ऑन वन थिंग, ओ माय गॉड व्हाट आई एम डूइंग यार, मेरे साथ वाले तो 2 ढाई 3 लाख रुपए तनख्वाह ले रहे हैं. They all have become so much. If I start focusing on that, there will be a lot of negativity in my life. But apart from that, when I look at my child, when I look at my own home, when I look at my own personal space, I'm a very happy mother. I'm a very happy
Yes.
being. Whatever I have, कुछ ना कुछ तो मैंने भी कर ही लिया अपनी जिंदगी में with my career. It is not like that I'm not doing. ठीक है, but in
Yeah.
some different
Yeah.
way. It is giving me some different kind of satisfaction altogether. So that's how we really need to focus upon. That's Mhm.
Absolutely. Dr. Sunaina, as a former national level athlete, what strategies did you use to build mental toughness and resilience in the face of competition and adversity? Because I'm pretty sure that also played a role in whoever you are today. So could you maybe shed some light on that?
Everything, yeah. Sports teaches you so much, or without telling you that it is teaching you so much. So sports build your personality like that. So when I was at that time, from very young age, my dad was my coach. I started playing when I was in, class fifth, sixth. पहले मैं खो खो खेलती थी. Then I started
Okay.
with my game handball. So always, my dad always never focus on the result. आप समझिए, results always gives you anxiety. जीतेंगे, हारेंगे, क्या करेंगे? बट
Hmm.
बशर्ते आप कुछ भी करोगे, चाहे जीतो चाहे हारो, एक चीज कांस्टेंट है, लर्निंग. Whether you are,
Yeah.
losing a match or you are winning a match, at least you are learning something. So that is the only strategies which I'm applying in my life also. I go for many interviews. The only thing which I go is, जो भी हो, एटलीस्ट एसएसबी के लिए भी जब मैं बच्चों को कहती हूँ, जा रहे हो तो ये सोचो सीख के क्या आ रहे हो, कुछ और नहीं तो कम से कम कुछ दोस्त बना के आ रहे हो जिंदगी के लिए. सो फोकस ऑन ट्रेनिंग rather than
Yes.
focusing on the results, which always gave me थोड़ी मेरी एंजाइटी कम रही, जिससे मुझे ऐसे I get more
Hmm.
clarity towards our life. And I always keep
Right.
telling it to all my students, what you need to focus is सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट. क्या सीखा जा रहा है, और सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट से बड़ी कोई एडिक्शन नहीं है. इफ यू स्टार्ट
Very
फोकसिंग
true.
ऑन दैट, आई एम टेलिंग यू कि जिस दिन 2 किलोमीटर भागोगे, 2.5 करते ही एक अलग जोश होगा आपके अंदर ऑल टुगेदर. सो दीज आर वेरी स्मॉल स्मॉल थिंग्स. एंड आई थिंक स्पोर्ट्स ही आपको बताता है डिसीजन मेकिंग. गोल मारना है, गोल नहीं मारना है. एवरी डे यू आर लूजिंग अ मैच, अगेन यू
Hmm.
आर starting up from the scratch, again you are playing, again you are going winning, जीतने के बाद
Right.
भी controlling those emotions. So sports taught me a
Right.
lot, Shruti.
आई एम सो हैप्पी अभी आपने जब खो खो मेंशन किया बिकॉज एज अ किड आई ऑल्सो प्लेड खो खो एंड उसके बाद से वो समहाउ पता नहीं वो गायब ही हो चुका है अभी आजकल के मतलब kids are not really playing that so मेरे को तो वहां पे ही सुन के I was very very happy to hear that okay so that is how your journey started so
Yeah.
and as you said about the role of being a sports player being somebody who has been into sports so yes I am totally in sync with you when you say ki it shouldn't be about winning. It should be about what you are taking away.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, so Dr. Sunaina, with the rapid pace of technological and economic change, many people are concerned about the future of work and their own employability. So, what advice would you give to someone who is looking to build a successful and fulfilling career in today's world?
First of all, we all need to own our goals. People are, just having, somebody, एक ट्रैप है ना, ये स्कूल टाइम से स्टार्ट हो जाता है ना। तो बचपन में बहुत आसानी, सबसे पहली चीज,
Right.
बच्चा आप क्या बनना चाहते हो, आप क्या बनना
हाँ,
चाहते हो, है ना, वहां से स्टार्ट होता है ये ट्रैप। जैसे ही बच्चे ने कह दिया मैं इंजीनियर बनना चाहता हूँ, डॉक्टर बनना चाहता हूँ, पेरेंट्स दे जस्ट latch on it. The moment child
right.
says it, it get positively reinforced. ओ मेरा बच्चा ये बनना चाहता है, और poor child, उनको कभी सोचने का मौका ही नहीं मिलता है कि वो क्या बनना चाहते हैं। So most
Hmm.
of the time we are adopting our goals either from the parents or from someone else. यहाँ से प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट होती है। सो फर्स्ट थिंग आई रियली वांट टू प्लीज ओन योर गोल्स। आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट कि ये गोल्स गलत है, गोल्स ठीक हो सकते हैं, बट गोल्स
Right.
व्हेन यू हैव अडॉप्टेड फ्रॉम अदर्स, आपके पास परसिवरेंस नहीं होती है उनको कंप्लीट करने की। तो थोड़ा सा भी ऑब्स्टेकल आता है तो आप उनसे मुंह मोड़ लेते हैं, बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव राइट रीजन। तो फर्स्ट एंड द फॉरमोस्ट थिंग, why do you want to achieve that? What is the reason behind that? It should match with your belief system. It has to stem from your own passion. It has to come from inside. It's very important. Career counseling is nothing. There are two things. Yeah, one is the aptitude, आप समझिए, inborn
Right.
ability. Second is your
Right.
interest. थर्ड इज योर ट्रेनिंग। आप समझिए, सचिन तेंदुलकर, एप्टीट्यूड यही था जो बन गया, इंटरेस्ट
Hmm.
भी वही था, और ट्रेनिंग भी उसी
Right.
चीज के लिए ली। प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है, एप्टीट्यूड कुछ कह रहा है, इंटरेस्ट कहीं और जा रहा है, ट्रेनिंग तीसरी चीज की ली जा रही है। That's the
हाँ.
problem which is happening, and that is why burnout बहुत जल्दी आ जाता है। Most of us are not. So the first thing, please, young generation, if you're listening to me, प्लीज राइट डाउन योर गोल्स। आप सबके दिमाग में पता होता है आपको क्या करना है। चीजें जब दिमाग में होती हैं, दे आर वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग। पुट इट ऑन अ पीस ऑफ अ पेपर, राइट इट डाउन, व्हाट आर द गोल्स, व्हाई डू यू वांट टू अचीव इट, व्हाट आर द एक्शंस व्हिच यू रियली नीड टू टेक। देखिए, गोल्स सबके पास है, जो सक्सेसफुल लोग हैं
Hmm.
उनके पास भी थे, जो अनसक्सेसफुल है उनके पास भी थे। देन व्हाट मेक अ डिफरेंस इज द actions they take in achieving those goals makes all the difference. If it is from your
Right.
passion, mark my words, डाउन आएंगे बट फिर भी आप आगे बढ़ते चले जाएंगे, बिकॉज इट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम यू। सो मेक श्योर दैट ओनिंग योर गोल इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग विच नीड्स टू बी डन।
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, you have put it out so beautifully कि हाँ ये जैसा आपने बोला कि बचपन से ही अ, बच्चों से ये क्वेश्चन बचपन से ही पूछ लिया जाता है कि आपको क्या करना है, आपको बड़े होके क्या बनना है। और हाँ बच्चे कुछ ऐसा बोल देते हैं और पेरेंट्स डू लैच ऑन टू इट मेनी अ टाइम्स कि अच्छा नहीं ये करना है तो दे स्टार्ट पुशिंग द किड एंड फिर उसके बाद ऐसा होता है कि उसके बाद अगर बच्चा कुछ और भी करना चाहता है तो समहाउ या तो वो बोल नहीं पाता या वो बस ऐसे समहाउ उसको लगता है कि हाँ शायद मुझे यही करना होगा कि मेरे पेरेंट्स भी इसी चीज को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं।
या और पता है श्रुति, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी आर रनिंग आवर लाइव्स either to fulfill the expectations of the others or to run away from their criticism also. Okay, नहीं करूंगा तो वो क्या कहेगा, but always
हाँ।
remember, nobody knows you better than you. I know so
राइट।
many students in Vajirao, they all just want to become IAS, but they themselves know कि एक घंटे के अंदर 4 बार मोबाइल फोन देखेंगे, 3 बार पानी पिएंगे। You don't have that concentration. Whom you are fooling? Ask
राइट।
yourself.
राइट।
Self awareness is must, what you are good at, and then self acceptance. अवेयरनेस होने के बाद भी लोग
Hmm.
एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं. Nobody is perfect in this world. You really need
Yeah.
to work upon it. Yes, these are my flaws, but this is how I'm working on it to become a better version of myself daily. That's what is required for today's generation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, talking about, all of this has sort of the next question that I'm going to ask you is about parenting. क्योंकि हम ये सारी बातें कर रहे हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं parenting is, we have to touch that topic also. So, mindful parenting involves being present and attentive to our children's needs, as well as our own emotions and reactions. क्योंकि वो भी उस पे भी आपको देखना जरूरी है कि आप किस तरह से बच्चे के साथ रिएक्ट कर रहे हो, आप बच्चे को क्या इमोशन दे रहे हो. So, can you share an example of how you have practiced mindful parenting in your life?
सो फर्स्ट जब ये वर्ड आता है ना पेरेंटिंग, हमें ना गलत फहमी हो गई है पेरेंट्स का. एंड आई थिंक द मोस्ट चैलेंजिंग टास्क दीज एज इज पेरेंटिंग. हमें पता ही नहीं चलता है कि कब हम ओवर पैम्परिंग कर रहे हैं, कहीं हम ज्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट तो नहीं हो गए हैं. सो इट हैज बिकम वेरी
हाँ,
चैलेंजिंग, श्रुति, फॉर ईच वन ऑफ अस एंड इवन फॉर मी ऑल्सो. श्रुति, आई विल नॉट डिनाई द फैक्ट, मेरी अपनी साइकोलॉजी अपने बच्चे के ऊपर खत्म हो जाती है बिकॉज मेरे मदर इंस्टिंक्ट ओवर पावर कर लेते हैं. बट दिस
हाँ,
इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस रिलेशनशिप. मदर से ज्यादा कोई नहीं, तभी मदर्स आर बीइंग कंपेयर टू गॉड. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट इट इज नेवर गोइंग टू बी परफेक्ट. और
yeah,
मैं किसी की पेरेंटिंग का कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं दे सकती. यू ऑल हैव, ऑल किड्स आर डिफरेंट. हम बहुत
right,
लोगों से
very
ज्ञान
true.
लेने की कोशिश करते हैं. We no need to take gyan from others. You just need to reflect on yourself. Always remember, parenting is not about them. Mindful
Yeah,
parenting means is it is all about us. When your child is going doing something wrong, immediately we try to correct that child. No, see from where he is learning. That's the most
hmm,
important thing. And what is
right,
missing in today's time, it is not the physical presence of the parent.
mhm,
That too
mhm,
is missing. Working parents, so many things. It is the emotional presence of the parents. We ourselves are not. हम बहुत आसानी से बोलते हैं कि बच्चे नाशुक्रे होते जा रहे हैं आज के टाइम में. They are so materialistic. This, but
yeah,
just get a hold of it and sochi from where they are learning. Ask yourself.
yes,
Daily, we are starting our day with compare, complain, criticize. These are the three cancers of our life, and our kids are learning from the same thing. हम
yeah, very
हम
true.
अपनी इनसिक्योरिटी, अपनी एंजाइटीज हमारे बच्चों को ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं. आप सोच के देखिए, दिस इज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इट. एक प्रोटेक्टिव बबल के अंदर हम रखे जा रहे हैं. वी आर नॉट, लाइफ स्किल्स आर मिसिंग इन टुडेज world. That is why, as it is there with the gadgets at this time, why they are using the gadgets? Because they have time. So when it
Yeah,
comes to me, for me, I think मैं हमेशा यही बोलती हूँ. और you know, your relationship with your child is like a emotional bank balance, श्रुति. मैं सब पेरेंट्स को यही बोलती हूँ. ठीक है, जैसे बैंक के अंदर जब तक पैसे होते हैं तब तक हमारा बैंक के साथ रिश्ता बना रहता है. वी कीप गोइंग एंड विजिटिंग द
right.
बैंक अगेन एंड अगेन. Similarly, it is with the child only. It's an emotional bank balance, the connect. Till the time that connect is there, your child will fall back to you. So in
Hmm,
to maintain that balance, emotional balance, what needs to be done? You deposits there, you withdraw something. Deposit by appreciating your child, by understanding them, by hugging them, being with them, playing with them, and just be with them. Okay,
right,
withdraw. We need to discipline our child sometimes. We need to tell them this is not right, this is wrong. So there are something withdraw. We need to withdraw something from them.
hmm,
टिल दैट टाइम आपका डिपॉजिट्स हाई रहेगा ना, आपका कनेक्ट बना रहेगा. आप
very
सब,
true.
जिस दिन आपको लग रहा है कि आज विड्रॉ ज्यादा हो गया, मेक श्योर कि आप अपना डिपॉजिट डबल कर दे उस दिन के लिए. जैसे कनेक्ट, प्रॉब्लम वहीं से आती है जब कनेक्ट ही नहीं होता है. सो इन मी ऑल्सो
हाँ,
which I'm doing is giving my time to my child. That's the best thing I can do it. मैं निर्भय को टाइम ही नहीं देती हूँ. निर्भय is my son. So our morning
okay,
and sports is the only thing because बच्चों के पास टाइम है. अब जब टाइम नहीं होगा तो वो कहाँ गैजेट्स पे बैठेंगे. He gets up early in the morning
बिल्कुल,
for his badminton 5. I
hmm,
take him. मैं चाहे आप गाड़ी लगवा लो, but that's the time when I connect with my child. I take him.
yes,
Coming back. School, 8 o'clock. 8 to 2 o'clock, come back. Have lunch, 3:30, again badminton. Coming back at 5:30. When I bring him, जब बच्चा खेलता है, immediately, he has so much to share. When he comes back from school, he has
हाँ.
so, that's the time, build that connect. Because थोड़ी देर बाद वो सब भूल जाते हैं. तो, when he's coming back
Hmm.
from badminton match, हारा होगा, उस दिन कुछ अच्छा नहीं खेला
हाँ.
होगा, he's going to share something. I need to be with him at that time. And if you are there at that time with your child, they will always understand. Need not to worry. That's
Right.
it.
एब्सोल्युटली वाओ आपने जिस तरह से जो डिपॉजिट एंड विड्रॉल का जो एग्जांपल दिया है आई टोटली लव्ड इट कि ये दिस इज द सिंपलेस्ट वे टू अंडरस्टैंड कि किस तरह से यू कैन मेक श्योर दैट यू आर देयर फॉर योर किड एंड दे नो कि आप हो क्योंकि वही है कि वो जो एक वो डिस्कनेक्ट जहां पे आ जाता है वहां से ही फिर थोड़ा डिस्टेंस आना शुरू हो जाता है एंड दैट्स हाउ वी हैव सीन इट कि ऐसा ही होता है तो इफ यू मेक श्योर कि वो चीजें आपकी बैलेंस में है तो आई थिंक या it would be much more easier as a parent also.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, Dr. Sunaina, thank you so much for taking out time and sharing your bits about all the questions that I had for you. And I am taking away so much from this session already. And I know the audience are also going to connect and take away from the energy that you have brought to this episode and the learnings. So thank you for agreeing to be a part of Doer podcast.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for giving me this opportunity. Fine. And I hope I was able to make some difference or I was able to share something. Thank you so much. And at the end, I just want to say is, the life is what we make it. So let's make it
Right.
more positive, more beautiful, for not for us, for everyone. Right? That's it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I would like to thank the audience for joining us for this episode. And we hope you found Dr. Sunaina's insights and perspectives inspiring and informative. I know I did, and I know you will too. So, to stay connected with us and learn more incredible stories of people and their contribution to the society, please follow our podcast. And until next time, keep doing and be a doer.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.